The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
I want to tell you one big reason that we have a loneliness epidemic. One of the big reasons is we fail on connecting with other people. We're afraid to talk to them. We're afraid to meet new people. We're afraid that we'll be rejected, which gets in the way of us actually having connection. If you won't ask a person for their Instagram, for their phone number, or to go somewhere with you, you will be lonely and disconnected. If you don't keep in touch with people, you will be lonely and disconnected. So if you want connection, you have to be kind. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be brave enough to connect. But the connection is not going to come to you without doing the work. And some of us would rather complain than actually connect. I know that's hard to hear because so many of us are like, oh my gosh, I really want to be connected to people. What are you doing? What things have you put in place to have meaningful relationships with people? There may be some people who you already have contact with that you don't connect with. You don't send out the invite. You don't invite them over. So guess what? There is a disconnection. You don't listen to them. They only listen to you. There is a disconnection. So you have to think about, what work do I need to do to feel better connected to people? Because sometimes people may not know. They may be in the same situation as you where they don't feel comfortable connecting with strangers or building a relationship, but someone has to do it. And I think the person that has to do it is the one who notices the problem first.
Interesting. Nedra Glover. Tawab. That is the young lady who is speaking. Ah, goodness. Yes, there is a loneliness epidemic. And there are a lot of reasons for it. But was she alluding, was Nedra alluding to avoidance as a culprit? She said, if you don't get out there, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't talk to folk, if you don't seek to connect with people, right? Then, it's almost kind of like a self-imposed loneliness. You have some people who choose loneliness because they've been hurt, right? Being a loner makes more sense than going to the source of the pain for a lot of people. It's very interesting stuff. Tonight's topic, that clip sets us up perfect for tonight's week beginner. Come on, it's Monday. We're about to get it in. Attachment wound exposure therapy. What? Yeah, will loneliness protect you from your greatest fear? Love and intimacy. If love and intimacy is your greatest fear, will self-imposed loneliness protect you from that? It's a very... Wait a minute. Attachment wound exposure therapy? So there's such a thing as exposure therapy, where if you're scared of heights, you climb a mountain or go on a skyscraper or a roller coaster or something. Are you saying that with regard to attachment wounds for insecure attachment styles, are you saying it's best that, say, an anxious preoccupied learn how to pull away when they're conditioned to chase? Learn how to pull back. Or an avoidant who is conditioned to avoid and run away from intimacy, are you saying lean into intimacy? Attachment wound exposure therapy? Will loneliness protect you from your greatest fear? Love? Intimacy? Oh man, we got to break this thing down. Loneliness is not simply a symptom. It is a strategy, an unconscious defense mechanism against the terror of intimacy. We often assume people suffer from loneliness, but for many with insecure or avoidant attachment styles, chronic or pathological loneliness is less an affliction than an unconscious solution. In other words, loneliness is the antidote they have chosen against the unbearable, unpredictable, uncontrollable poison of love. A lot of people, here we go. The avoidant nervous system is not afraid of being alone. It is afraid of being seen. Intimacy threatens annihilation, not abandonment. To be deeply loved is to have one's fragile scaffolding of self stripped bare, to risk exposure of shame, dependency, and need. Are y'all ready for tonight's topic? Are you choosing to be lonely because love hurts too much? And I don't mean hurt like, oh, this person lied to me, this person cheated on me, this person stole something from me. I'm talking about how it lays you bare, psychologically bare. That's what love will do, It's very interesting tonight. What some clinicians label as pathological loneliness may actually be a perverse form of self-regulation. Solitude weaponized against the catastrophic possibility of intimacy. Oh, my God. So we got people running from intimacy, and then we got some people saying love ain't enough. You telling me the world isn't upside down? Okay. Pathological loneliness, then, is a malfunction of the psyche, or is not a malfunction of the psyche, but a paradoxical loyalty to one's earliest attachment wounds. The infant whose cry met no response learns that intimacy equals disappointment. Ah, that's hurt. That's hurtful right there. Oh my God. Gosh, that hurt. Just even reading that. The infant whose cries met no response learns that intimacy equals disappointment, engulfment, or even violence. Right? For the fearful avoidant slant, could be some traumatic piece there as well. The adult avoidant does not merely fear rejection, they fear the unbearable tenderness of being received as they are. Loneliness becomes the fortress that keeps love and terror at bay. Loneliness as exposure therapy. Traditional models treat loneliness as a deficit to be corrected through correction, some type of correction. But what if instead loneliness itself must be entered unbuffered, right? As you would in exposure therapy. You have to strip away all the fears and go into it. To stop pathologizing the wound and instead learn to let it speak. Rothschild and van der Kolk remind us the body keeps the score. Those who dwell in chronic isolation are not resisting others. They are resisting the somatic flashbacks intimacy awakens. The tremor, the tightening of the chest, the disassociation, right? Wow. Labeled loneliness is really trauma memory, right? Cloaked. This is deep. This is deep. I want to know, how many of you would prefer to be alone? Because dealing with other human beings is too trepidatious, right? Dealing with other people costs too much in terms of hurt, loss of money, loss of time, loss of investment. How many of you kind of reconciled to, I'll just do me with me when I choose to do it with whoever, and no more relationships, right? And if you do get in the relationships, they're kept at a superficial level, right? This is deep stuff. Avoidance may need to sit in the rawness of solitude until it ceases to feel protective and instead reveals itself as what it always was, a repetition compulsion, a trauma echo masquerading as safety. Neuroscience of withdrawal, the brain in captivity. Research confirms that chronic loneliness alters the brain. Hypervigilance, heightened amygdala activity, diminished reward sensitivity. Loneliness is not a passive void, but an active prison guard. The brain of the chronically lonely is trained to anticipate betrayal, to interpret neural faces as threatening, to downregulate oxytocin responses that might otherwise invite trust. How many of you guys are afraid to trust? How many of you guys prefer loneliness over human connection? I'm very interested to know what you think about tonight's topic, right? Would you be willing to engage in a little exposure therapy, right? If you have an insecure attachment style, whether it's anxious, preoccupied, dismissive avoidant, or fearful avoidant, would you be open to doing what you've been conditioned to do to make yourself feel safe? That same conditioning that helped you survive your childhood, would you be willing to unravel it, undo it, and then put yourself in a situation to really feel? Is intimacy the real enemy? Is love the problem? When we come forward, the voice of reason will open up the phone lines for your thoughts.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Yeah.
I get so lonely without you.
Pick it up.
Welcome. It is your favorite emotionally unavailable YouTuber back for another video. Like, share, subscribe, and welcome to Dismissible Me. Family, when I'm in a situation where I'm starting to develop feelings for someone and I'm in this place where I'm starting to get nervous about, do I really have feelings for this person, or do I just really enjoy how this person makes me feel when I spend time with them? When I'm in this space of trying to figure that all out, I do tend to, I wouldn't say that I tend to totally shut somebody out. That would be inaccurate, but I do take a little bit more time to myself. I do step back a little bit. So, I do kind of catch myself pulling away or getting slightly distant, a little bit quieter, less phone calls, less text messages. After you, or even if I express how I feel, because maybe you said some things and I wasn't necessarily ready for all of that or how it made me feel, or maybe I told you how I felt and now I'm not really sure. Do I really feel that way or do I feel something else? So while I'm trying to evaluate that, because I feel like maybe I've already made things kind of muddy, I'll kind of start to pull back. And for me, this pull back, it's very different to me from pulling back from someone when I'm not interested, because I'm still keeping the lines of communication open. If I'm on the outside looking in and assessing my behavior, it more seems like, okay, this person is, it's kind of like I'm aloof. Like they still have access to me, but I'm kind of dry, right? Whereas if I'm no longer interested, if I'm getting ready to say I need some space and I need to not talk to you for a little bit and it's probably going to end in a breakup, then I start to cut communication. Then I'm not being open at all. I'm not letting you think when you text me or call me that I want the conversation to go any further, because I'm trying to get as much space and create as much distance as I possibly can.
Okay.
This is a different.
Oh. Listening to that is like holding my breath. I'm sorry. It's wild. It's creating distance for yourself, but it's also manipulation. Goodness gracious. But that is not pathological loneliness or, right, chronic loneliness. We have to make the distinction between the two. That young lady has her own YouTube channel that is called Dismissible Me. She calls it Dismissible Me because apparently she's been diagnosed with or told she has a dismissive avoidant attachment style. So she's leaned all the way into the identity of being a dismissive avoidant. Whereas I would caution against that. If you go to therapy and they say, hey, man, you have a dismissive avoidant attachment style, that's almost like getting some homework. The therapist is telling you, oh, you're anxious, preoccupied. Okay, I got work to do. Right? Or, you're fearful avoidant. All right, there's my curriculum. I know that, I got years of conditioning that I got to kind of undo if I want to show up in a healthy, non-manipulative way. I've heard many clinicians say when you have an insecure attachment style, you have been conditioned to manipulate people to get what you need or get what you didn't get in childhood. That conditioning, that survival mechanism that kicks in. Like if you're a dismissive avoidant, I got to self-soothe. I got to be independent, because if I can't rely on my primary caregivers to give me emotional attunement or to stop neglecting me or to stop marginalizing my feelings, then I got to do it for myself. So I can't really trust anybody. Do you see? That's a different thing. Or if you're anxious, preoccupied, and you're always tap dancing for mom and dad's attention because they're inconsistent. right? That attunement was inconsistent or absent altogether. So you're trying to show up. See, I can do it, Mom. That's anxious, preoccupied. The chaser. The dismissive avoidant is the runner, so to speak. And then you have the fearful avoidant, which is a combination of the two. And typically fearful avoidance became fearful avoidance because there was some level of abuse. But what the young lady was just describing is willful conscious withdrawal. Pathological loneliness is something totally different, right? Pathological loneliness is a persistent and intense feeling of isolation and disconnection from others, often accompanied by low self-esteem and social anxiety. It's more than just feeling sad or alone. It's a deeply rooted state that can significantly impact mental and physical well-being. This condition is often linked to trauma and can be a symptom of self-love deficit disorder or codependency. Now, self-love deficit disorder is a term that was coined by Ross Rosenberg, the author of the Human Magnet Syndrome, right? He has discovered a link that says the narcissist is attracted to one who is self-love deficient, i.e. codependent. And the codependent, SLDD, self-love deficient disorder, the person suffering from that is irrevocably attracted to the narcissist. So they go in this little cycle, right? That's what pathological loneliness is there. Intense isolation, difficulty connecting, low self-esteem and social anxiety, trauma and attachment, relationship addiction, withdrawal symptoms. Oh my God, when we come forward, all of this, yes, is wrapped up in your relationship in one way or another. When we come forward, we're going to speak on it even more.
I still remember to the day. In fact, it was the third Monday. You came along to be the one for me. And now I'm so alone. I'm sitting here by the...
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott says the city has cut 3,500 vacant properties since 2020, now down to about 12,500. Speaking at the Maryland Association of Counties conference, he highlighted the $3 billion Refrain Baltimore plan with Black Governor Wes Moore's administration and private developers to eliminate the rest over 15 years, though challenges like rising homelessness remain. Atlanta rapper Young Thug will have nearly $150,000 in cash, luxury cars, and jewelry returned after they were seized in his 2022 gang and racketeering case. His attorneys argued prosecutors missed the 60-day deadline for a civil forfeiture hearing. He will not get back the guns or YSL-themed jewelry. And a new plaque in Troy now honors Black soldiers who fought in the Civil War. The Ohio historical marker was unveiled Saturday at Riverside Cemetery, where 20 of those veterans are buried. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Is your concrete cracking? Is your uneven walkway dangerous? Do you need to level that concrete porch or patio? Contact Groundworks, the concrete lifting experts. Riverside, get your free inspection today. Learn more at groundworks.com.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready? Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-290-6207. 800-290-6207. Again, that's 800-290-6207.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Another day has gone. I'm still all alone. How could this be? You're not here with me. You never said goodbye. Someone tell me why. Did you have to go and leave my world so cold? Every day I sit and ask myself, how did I slip away? Something whispers in my ear and says that you are not alone. But I am here with you. Though you're far away, I am here to stay. But you're not alone. But I am here with you.
So, why am I lonely? Why is there, not I, why is there this loneliness? Which every human being, if he is at all aware, goes through this, superficially or most profoundly. And why? How does, no, why does this come into being? Is it the mind is doing something which is bringing it? You understand? If I've rejected theories, instinct, inheritance, heritage, I've rejected all that. Therefore, I'm asking, does the mind bring this about? You understand my question, sir? Are you following or getting tired? Is the mind doing this? Isolation, I mean, loneliness means total isolation, right? So I say, is the mind, the brain doing this? The mind, which is the movement, partly the movement of thought, is thought doing this? You are following all this? Thought in daily life, is it creating, bringing about this sense of isolation?
Oh, hell no. Krishnamurti gonna come in and do this kind of work? It's a Monday, man. People just getting home from work, they trying to wind down, and Krishnamurti gonna ask this question. Is the mind doing this? Take it up a notch. What if living as just the persona is creating loneliness in your life, even if you're in relationship? What if not being integrated, not being on the path of integration, where you become the whole you by accepting all of the dark bits and pieces that you don't like, the unrequited self that you push away? What if that is the source of your loneliness? Don't matter who you with, don't matter who you break up with and meet, doesn't matter who you go out with, doesn't matter who you travel with. What if the lie you tell yourself is creating the loneliness? If you're ignoring a piece of yourself, wouldn't a piece of yourself feel rejected, neglected, and lonely? So if you're doing that to your shadow, if you're doing that to yourself, have you ever been with somebody that you cared about, but you knew you couldn't give them the full brunt of who you were because you were judging yourself, because you thought that they would run away and judge you and tear you down if you revealed the truth. Many people will say, hey, man, you got to do that. You can't show everybody everything. Well, if that's the case, this is why love is not real to most people, because love is unconditional. And if you can't show yourself unconditional love, how can you participate in it in a relationship with somebody else? So now, loneliness as a protective armor, the psychological strategy behind avoidance. If you notice, avoidants don't like tough conversations. They don't like to be criticized. They feel like constructive criticism is destructive criticism because they were raised in a household that didn't allow that. Kind of sweep everything under the rug. We're not really getting to the meat and potatoes. Do you see? Here's your psychological insight. We're going to explore how loneliness, serves as a self-defense mechanism against the vulnerability of intimacy. We're not talking about pathological loneliness. We're not talking about chronic loneliness. We're talking about strategic loneliness to protect yourself from actually feeling something real. Is that you? Am I talking to you? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. Right? This resembles a form of emotional armor for individuals with avoidant attachment styles. Your philosophical insight. We're going to reflect on the paradoxical nature of self-isolation, questioning whether it truly offers safety or merely perpetuates deeper fears, right, of connection. And I think that's important, right? And then your clinical insight. We're going to try to review some empirical evidence linking loneliness to heightened anxiety reactions in interpersonal settings. Your spiritual insight, of course, we're going to investigate the spiritual implications of choosing solitude over connection. Now, solitude is different, right, than loneliness, right? When you are in solitude, loneliness turns into all one. You are one with all things. In other words, you're not alone, you're all one, right? That's different. It's kind of like when we talk about I think we talked about this on the show before when we talked about detachment versus non-attachment, right? So solitude is going into oneself, embracing all that is around us. We're still present. We're still tapped in. We're not judging. We're allowing things to flow. That is a type of solitude, right? That's different than isolation. Many of us are isolated from ourselves. Do you see? When I come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent. And the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
No warrant, no key. Privacy. You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside. Don't say a thing. Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got rights.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at quinemanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm so lonely.
Yo, this one here goes out to all my players out there, man. You know, that got that one good girl, dog, that's always been there, man. Like, took all the bullshit. But then one day she can't take it no more and decided to leave. Yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night and I noticed my girl wasn't by my side. Could've sworn I was dreaming, for her I was fiending, so I had to take a little ride. Backtracking on these few years, trying to figure out what I do to make it go bad. Cause ever since my girl left me, my whole life came crashing and I'm so lonely.
Nobody talks about the loneliness that comes with being an awakened empath. The kind of loneliness that comes with realizing you feel everything too deeply in the world that feels nothing at all. You outgrow small talk, lose interest in shallow connections, find it harder and harder to explain yourself because most people only want the version of you that makes them feel good, not the one who sees through them, challenges them, or silently mirrors the truth they're not ready to face. It is a spiritual isolation, the kind where you are surrounded by people, but no one truly sees you. They see your usefulness. They see your strength. They see the healer, but they do not see the lonely soul who sometimes wishes they could unfeel everything just for a day. Being awakened means you no longer fit in with the crowd. You're too sensitive for the cruel, too honest for the fake, too deep for the shallow. So you walk this path with grace, grief, and with a quiet hope that someday someone will meet you at your depth because they understand you. You stop chasing connection.
Listen, whoever that is, who is that? Is that Danish Bashar? Danish Bashar. I think that's who that is, Andy, but that's all right. Let me tell you something. You want to be in a healthy relationship, you got to be wounded enough to know what bad or what toxic looks like. But from those wounds, you have to be resilient enough to try to make it work. But then at the same time, you got to know when to say when, right? That is a balanced approach. Many people are under the control of their insecure attachment styles or toxic patterns or whatever, and they'll wind up either quitting too soon before something is revealed to themselves or staying too long in a toxic situation that is destroying them. Tonight's topic, man, is deep. We got callers from all over the country. I'm going to Oakland, town business. Otto is on the line. Otto, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Man, first of all, I appreciate you, Zoe, for teaching us how to correctly center ourselves for love. So that's one thing. And I saw you and Scruncho today, man. So shout out to Scruncho.
Yes,
man,
sir.
You know what I'm saying? That was real live. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. And I see the growth in him. So that's what's up. You know what I mean? He
sir.
don't tap in a lot to the community, but I appreciate that moment that he did share with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, that was good stuff, man.
Yeah, man, real good stuff, man. I like how you said there's a difference between solitude and loneliness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think solitude is all about reflecting on your decisions and how you can make things better. And I think loneliness is deflecting the decisions you made and making it somebody else's fault.
Ooh, good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I like that. So you're saying
So, like,
loneliness,
go ahead.
especially if it's imposed, like it's conscious. I'm gonna go do this myself or pull away and all that. You're saying they're doing that so as not to be exposed, not to reveal themselves. That's deep, Otto. Go deeper, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's definitely about when you get into that lonely place, you get into a part of quitting, which could be very toxic. You know what I mean? Because now you don't want to do the work as you put it. You know what I mean? You just want to quit the job. Quit the work, quit the class. Quit studying yourself. Quit helping your environment improve. This is someone who has just, I don't know, backed themselves into a corner where they're mentally fatigued, I guess, and want to blame it on just the world doesn't deserve them, or they don't deserve the world. Either way, they just find themselves in a dark place, and that's what lonely does to you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I really wish people don't get into that position mentally, because as you can see, it just takes you just too far off the edge. But solitude is seeing that there's light at the end of this tunnel, and you still have energy for it to keep on crawling out this cave. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the beautiful part about people who always can see the glass half full.
So would you say, Otto, would
ahead.
you say solitude is more connected to this Buddhic mindfulness practice that's taking over psychology right now? You hear a lot of psychologists talking about mindfulness. Would you say solitude is an extension of this mindfulness practice?
I would definitely. I'm not gonna comment about the Buddhic part, but I will comment about it being mindful. Like, I guess mindful is the word that we're using, not spiritual. So yes, I'm gonna say mindfully understanding where is your center and working to it.
Love that.
Not trying to be heavy on any side. Not heavy on deflecting. Not heavy on judgment. Not heavy on critiquing.
Wait,
people,
hold on, Otto. You cooking right? Otto, do you? Hey, have you ever read any Buddhist material?
No, because I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that culture. Shout out to them, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit.
I love my people, dog. I'm a little bit biased. No.
Hey, look here, man. Hey, man, you know me. I'm trying to be politically correct, man. I'm from the town, man. All right? Don't
man.
have me say something about Indian folks, man. All right? So listen here. I love your playbacks on Christian Murdy. You know what I'm saying? But I eat his ass up. You know what I'm saying? So leave me alone with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone with that. But the game is real. It doesn't matter where it comes from, and that's one thing that people like me, FBA or whatever, center people. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who says it and what country it came from.
Right.
Yeah, truth is truth.
Right.
So I ignore all the historical things that I feel like there are hiccups, and I still be able to receive the truth. The truth is truth.
Well, that's
You
what
know
I'm trying to
saying?
tell you, because you were saying
Mhm.
this what you call it? It's not mindfulness, but it's
Spiritual.
okay, we'll say spiritual, but you were really outlining the Buddhist teachings of the middle path when you were saying don't get too deep, don't be mad at the criticism, don't be too judgmental, they call it the middle path in Buddhism. Now the Quran says something similar to that.
Yep.
When it talks about the straight and narrow path of the righteous ones that went before you. So, hey, I'm with you, bro. You're actually cooking up in here.
Yeah, hey, man, I appreciate the conversation. And, you know what I'm saying, Zoe, what you're doing is teaching us how to be centered in love.
That's right.
That's where you find your balance at. That's the center part. You know, that's Tawheed, as we know in Arabic, right? You know, the closeness to Allah. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing right now, man, is centering people, especially needed on Monday. What's Blood name to answer the phone? I heard in his chest he got a heavy Monday, man.
Andy.
Shout out to Andy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, my love go to you, bro. I hope you soaking up, you know what I'm saying, what you can soak up right now. You know, it seemed like his heart was heavy and his mind was not centered, man. So, yeah, man, shout out to Andy, y'all. Y'all send some love to Andy, man.
Come on, man. We love that, man. We love that. Hey, Otto, guess what you just did, man?
Man, Town is in the house. Acorn Projects, man. I love y'all, man.
Yeah. There it is, boy. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to Chicago, then I'm going to Mountain View, Hawaii. You already know what it is. I'll holla.
Mr. Lonely, I have nobody to call my own girl. Can't believe I had a girl like you and I just let you walk right out of my life. After all I put you through, you still stuck around and stayed by my side. What really hurt me is I broke your heart, baby. You were a good girl and I had no right. I really wanna make things right, cause without you in my life, girl, I'm so